I believe that from the moment you're born, the odds are stacked against you. I believe that in the modern world, you are all set to fail. We've got testosterone declining, we've got men being shamed for being men. Really let that sink in for a second. You're ashamed for simply wanting to be a man and embrace masculine values, and now you're villainized for being a man. You're villainized for being what God set you on this earth to be. We're told that we're evil, we're told that we're toxically masculine. But I don't think that we are. I think we want to protect, we want to provide, we want to fulfill our duty as a man. I believe that as men we take great pride in the things that we can do for our sisters, for our mother, for our wife. The issue is the modern world makes it very difficult, with all the traps that it lays out for us. So I'm going to tell you the 5 worst habits that keep men weak. Now the first one is extremely controversial, and that is prescription drugs. You're a little kid, you have so much energy, you have so much potential inside of you, you could become so much, and you're not meant to sit in a classroom for 6 hours being static, not moving. That's not natural. That's not right, and we built all these unnatural structures, and when a kid does not want to follow the system, we label it as ADHD. You're feeling slightly depressed, don't worry, don't face the issue, don't tackle it, it's okay. Just, take some shit and be enslaved for the rest of your life, because Prozac will fix all of your issues. Just take that pill, don't question it, who dare question the science. The modern world will tell you, just take the pill. Just like with sleep, if you're having a difficult time sleeping, don't bother to try to address the underlying health issue. They built the jail cell and you walked straight into it. And unfortunately, the worst and saddest thing to see about this whole situation is most of the time it's not even this kid's fault. Most of the time it's the fault of the parents, because they do not educate themselves on what these teenagers are going through. And then they pretty much enslave their children for the rest of their life. They teach them from a young age, if you have a problem, but don't worry about it, prescription drugs will fix all of it. These big pharma companies are not your friend, and you must understand that. I may not be a doctor, but this is just my viewpoint. I genuinely believe from the bottom of my heart that you must do everything in your power. Maybe not to get fully off your prescription meds, but start winning off it as much as humanly possible. I want you strong, I want you awake, I want you living and not being a half-dead zombie sludging their way through life. Now the next habit that keeps men weak is adult industry, Instagram and OnlyFans. Of course, the most aggressive and the worst version of this problem. But then again, you look at Instagram and it's pretty much halfway there at this point. Now of course some people do use Instagram for businesses, but that's a very small portion. And it's a very small minority that actually creates social media and uses Instagram for business purposes. Outside of that, you need to understand that Instagram is the biggest dating app on earth. It is the endless cesspit of sexual images, but then again, at least it's nowhere near as bad as OnlyFans. At least it's nowhere near as bad as giving your hard-earned money, simping and lining the pockets of girls that will never even acknowledge your existence. And here's the issue with beating your meat. It signals to your body and your mind that you have accomplished something when you have not. You're not where you want to be, you didn't go to the gym that day, you didn't go out and conquer your career, you didn't do any of those things. You didn't do any of the things that traditionally you would have to do in order to get the reward of a sexual partner. So please, gentlemen, I understand that it's very difficult with the modern world that we live in, but stop giving away one of your most powerful life forces to just some random screen. Now the next habit to keep men weak is current events and news, and I'm telling you, it's done deliberately. They plan things, and by the way, it's usually around the same time that they are passing some new bill or law that is tyrannical, that is pushing the world in a worse direction. And just around that time, they'll have some new celebrity drama or some new event. Something to keep you distracted. Anything for you to argue about us versus them. And this sounds very harsh, but the worst part is they want you to believe that your opinion matters when it doesn't. Because listen to me, your wife still works when she doesn't want to. Your mother is in an old person's home rather than living in a massive mansion with you and the rest of your family. And instead you want to spend all your day and energy talking about Ukraine versus Russia? When you live in the West, it has nothing to do with you. Shame on you, listen to me very clearly. This is going to be extremely harsh, but you need to hear it. The only way to make a change in this world is through influence or money. And if you have neither, shut up and save yourself. And once you save yourself, then save your family. And once you save your family, save your friends. And once you've done that, save your community. And if you have checked all of those boxes, then and only then you can hear about the current events. But until you've done all of that, stop arguing about useless stuff. If you want to stay poor, keep watching the news. News is propaganda, and news is simply there to keep you arguing about the same old issues. Why do you care about Qatar and their loss? Your mother still works, she's not retired. She could be enjoying her last few decades on this earth, and instead you want to sit there and write stupid tweets about Qatar and all these geopolitical issues. Wake up, you have real work to do, and this applies to YouTube, by the way. If your YouTube subscription box or your recommended channels are all these reaction channels and these hit piece channels, well, then you have an issue. You need to cut out the noise. Listen, if your friend wants to have a heated argument about whether Will Smith should have slapped Chris Rock and your mother still works, politely excuse yourself from the table and go back to work. If you're on YouTube, get the home feed blocker. You need 3 to 5 high quality channels like this one that you follow, because everything else is a noise. Now, next habit keeping men both weak and poor is video games, and I'm gonna sit here and you can tell me all your excuses and all the reasons why you play games. Please go for it, write in the comments about how it helps you socialize and how it helps you relax. Gentlemen, everyone gets their sense of self-worth from somewhere, so why not get it from the real world? We're literally living in Sims. You can continuously wake up every single day and upgrade your character. I really want you to zoom out and look at yourself from the third perspective while you play video games. Just really imagine it in your head. You look heroic. You look like the hero in your own story. Now compare the way that you look in the third person when you hit a crazy workout or when you get an amazing few hours of work in. That's gonna further you to your goals, and now that is something to be proud of. You need to be the hero in your own story. You need to start living as if God is watching you all the time, because He is, and there is no way that you can tell me if you're not being truly honest. Now, the last habit is poor sleep hygiene. So when it comes to sleep hygiene, you need to focus on the easy wins. Remove all lights from your bedroom. Try to get blackout curtains, and if you still have too much light coming in, well, then consider getting a high quality sleep mask. It will suck for the first few days and weeks, but in the long run, it's going to be worth it. You can also get weighted blanket, something that's 10% of your body weight. The temperature is also a massive thing. You know, some people like to sleep in a warmer room, but just try to continuously decrease the temperature and make it colder and colder. The colder your room, the better your sleep is going to be. The next thing is trying to remove all blue lights at night. I'm wearing blue lights glasses almost every time I use my computer or the phone, especially at night. And I also have the night light or blue light, whatever it is called, all the way, so my screens are basically yellow all the time and at minimum brightness, but that helps me. The last thing is a nighttime routine. Everybody talks about a morning routine, but no one focuses on nighttime routine, because a nighttime routine really sets you up for having a good quality deep sleep. If all this sounds stupid or over the top, you know what really sounds stupid to me? Letting someone else get 2 or 3 times the deep sleep. It's not a matter of how much time you spend in the bed. The most important thing is how much deep sleep do you get. If all this sounds a little intense or a little too much, okay, you have your fun, go to bed and spend 8 hours in your bed, and let some other person spend 6 hours and get twice as much quality sleep, which means they're gonna have significantly more energy, more testosterone, more ability to build and maintain muscle. All of these benefits just because you thought that sleep hygiene wasn't important. My friends, there are traps absolutely everywhere that you look, and you need to sidestep them so that way you can keep pursuing your mission. The best advice I can give you right now if you want to succeed in life is to click here and discover more related videos.